Hi everybody. On the banks of the River Tweed just now. St Boswell's is 3 miles that way and Kelso's about 7 miles that way, and I've come here for this beautiful old building. This little Dene tower, which is about a mile outside Maxton, which is behind me. And the positioning of this tower was seemingly on what used to be a very important ford. And the dating of this dates back to the 1500s, and it was owned by the Kerrs. Absolutely beautiful. I've got somebody with us, as you can probably hear in the background. I'm going to try and make sure I do get them in the video, which I probably just have. I hope no. Yeah. So there's a wee ghost story that goes with this place as well. There was an apparition used to appear in the servants' quarters, and it was a ghost, and the ghost was of one of the previous mistresses of this tower, and she was unkind to people. She used to steal money off them and hide it away. Now, when she died and was buried, it was found that she couldn't settle in her grave for the wrongs she'd done. So basically, she used to appear as a ghost, and one of the servant girls was sitting in the kitchen one day after having taken her master's boots, because they were soaking after him having been out, and she said she'd dry them up and clean them up for him. I believe it, that's tatty pot. So she was sitting in the kitchen cleaning the boots up, and this silvery apparition appeared in front of her, in front of the fire, and then it fully appeared, and it was the ghost of the previous mistress. And she spoke to the servant, and she says to her, I can't lie at peace in my grave. I can't rest at all for the wrongs I have done, the people I've done wrong to, the people of Maxton. So that's hogweed there. Be careful. So what I would like you to do is, if I can tell you where my treasures are hidden, I want you to go into the master and take him to the treasure and tell him that I've said this. And she says, I want you to half it. She says, put it in 2 halves, and you, the master, take 1 half for yourself, and the other half I want you to half again. And I'm not going to go that way. The 2 halves, or the 2 quarters that are left of my treasure, I want you to give one half of that half to the servant girl, and the other half, or the other quarter, I want you to spread among the people of Maxton and give it to them. And she went and disappeared. So the servant girl basically went to the master and she took him to the foot of the stairs and she told him the story. She told him what she'd been told and told him that the treasures were hidden underneath the bottom stair. So they took the bottom stair away and they found a fortune, an absolute fortune. So the master, being a good and kind master, did exactly what was asked of him. He took half of it for himself and gave the servant girl a quarter, and the other quarter he gave to the people of the village of Maxton. And the people for the village of Maxton basically, their wives were totally enriched. And the servant girl, because she had been given such vast amounts of money, basically quit being a servant girl and became a lady in her own rights. And she later on met a very kind man, married him, and lived the rest of her life in luxury. And that's the story of the ghost of this tower. It was said also that the ghost of this tower laid at rest after doing that deed. After she died, she no longer haunted this place. So, like I've said, this place was owned by the Kerrs. The Kerrs of Little Dene Tower. Amazing. Beautiful. Such a shame it's in such a mess though. See places like this and I just wish they could be repaired. Anyway, I think I'll call it a day at that for this video. I thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thanks now.